Hey guys, Tina here, the Critical Virgo. Welcome back to another Fragrance Fridays. So we are in one of the two living rooms. This is the white living room. And as you can see behind me, there is a very large mural. Unfortunately, you can't see the whole thing, but I can tell you it's very pretty. And we did not put it up ourselves. The house came with it. I don't know if the lady who lived here before was an artist or if she paid somebody to put it up because, and I'm only saying that because in the kitchen, there was another hand-painted mural that we actually sanded down. It was along that wall that was behind me last week. We decided to keep this one just because it's really unique and kind of cool. I don't go into a lot of homes with murals on the whole entire wall, especially not, these are 3D, so we had to sand the other one down. There's a lot of texture to it, so it's very special. Anyway, I'm going to put some timestamps down below because I'm going to do like a little bit of story time before I get into the fragrance, just so you understand why I purchased this fragrance. And it's not even a fragrance for me, it's for my guy. So, story time first off. We were in New York about, 3 weeks ago, visiting some family. It was a very short, quick trip. And we had some time to kill. So, decided to take a drive, went out to Long Island to Century 21. There's a store in the city too, near the 9/11 memorial. And if you don't know what that store is, I'm not talking about the real estate company. I'm talking about an actual department store. They sell a lot of designer brands for ridiculously cheap prices or cut down prices. He was shopping. I really don't need any more clothes and I don't have a want for anything, so I decided to spend the entire time sniffing around, and I found some women's perfumes. I didn't purchase them there because I know that I could probably get them for an even deeper discount elsewhere. And I was looking for something for him. He's not easy to find a fragrance for. He doesn't like a lot of the stuff that I have in my collection, and he's only really gravitated toward one fragrance. He's very into fresh fragrances, so if that's your same deal, then you'll probably really enjoy what I'm going to go into. When we were at Century 21, he pretty much shot down everything that I was liking, and then I came across this fragrance, and I've honestly never tried anything from this house before, and it's totally new to me, and I didn't realize that a few other people have really covered it. And also, I know I'm saying "and" a lot, but I'm surprised this hasn't gotten more hype or become like the next Rich, Warm, Addictive by Zara, because this is like in the same category but for fresh fragrances. I had him try this out, and by this I mean Original Penguin Premium Blend, and this is batch number 2. Okay, I'll put a little photo up on the screen so you can see a close-up. I'm not getting up, I'm just too comfortable. But he really liked it. And to be honest, I didn't hate it. I thought it was actually pretty good. And then when I saw the price tag, I was like, even better. I know that they have this at like TJMaxx and like, I believe like Ross. And it's always online. It's super duper cheap. I don't know why I've never really given it a whole lot of attention before. Maybe because everywhere else that I've seen it, I've never been able to try it. It's always been in one of those big plastic cases, and even though it is a cheapie and I could have probably tried it, I've blind bought a lot of cheap fragrances that I didn't like, so I didn't want to go ahead and spend the 20 bucks. And now I feel kind of silly that I didn't, because this is a really, really amazing cheapie. And you guys know I love a good cheapie. I'll give you guys the notes on this. We got the top of lime, bergamot, and spearmint. The mid is a sea accord, rosemary, and violet leaves. And then the base is musk, driftwood, and vetiver, or vetiver, however you want to say it. I've been wearing this for the past 2 days. My experience with it has been, when you first spray it on, it has a really cool cooling effect on your skin. That's probably that mint, that spearmint. It's very citrusy. It's got like a zesty kind of punch. Here's mama. Hey girl. Bye. So when you, oh boy, like it's that lime peel, like, or when you're squeezing a lime, that freshness, you feel that, you just smell that. It's deep in your nose. It's also very green, slightly woody. It's a very fresh fragrance. Makes me think immediately of like warmer months. I don't get a lot of woodiness in this in the open because you're just so taken aback by that blast of citrus and freshness. When it dries down, it's still very fresh, but then you start to notice more of that musk and the woods, they come through more. It's still very green as well, but all that citrus is gone. And it just becomes a really overall nice fragrance. Now, this retails on the website, on the original Penguin website, for $65, and this is 3.4 ounces, 100 mils. I wouldn't pay $65 for it. We got it for like 20 bucks. For 20 to maybe even, dare I say, $40, I think it's a pretty amazing fragrance for men. And this is a female's perspective. I'm putting all the niche and indie snobbery to the side. If I just smelled this scent on a guy, I wouldn't say, oh my God, he smells cheap. Is there anything special about this fragrance? No. It's not like the most mind-blowing thing ever, but it is a very solid choice. If you just don't want to think about it and you want to smell clean and fresh for the day, like, look no further. It's just easy. Just a few sprays. You guys know I love to overspray. So the first day I wore this, I did overspray. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8 sprays. 8 to 10 is my general average. This is very potent. Is this an eau de toilette? I want to say it is. It is. It's an EDT. First day, put this on, oversprayed like crazy. Got into work about a half an hour later. I'm still projecting. My scent bubble is ginormous at this point. Go into the kitchen. I'm making my coffee, and there is a female coworker in there, and then in comes one of my male coworkers, and my female coworker, we'll call her M, turns to my male coworker, we'll call him D, and she says to him, "Oh, you smell great." And he's like, "That's not me, I'm not wearing anything." And I'm in the kitchen just minding my own business. I'm on the other side. I'm like, she's like, "Who is it then?" And I'm like, "I think it's me." So she comes closer and she's like, "It is you." And I was like, I started asking her because I wanted her opinion on it too, because I only know my opinion since I picked this out as one of the fragrances for my boyfriend, and I wanted someone else's perspective. So right off the bat, we already know she smelled it. She thought it was a man wearing it. It is a very typical cologne type smell. It's not something that you would generally associate with a woman. So that's why she assumed it was him. She told me that. But she thought it was very nice. It's very clean. And even though the closer she got to me, the more she said I did overspray, she said it didn't make a difference. It didn't matter because it doesn't smell. And these are her words. This is not even me saying this. This is someone, just a typical woman. She's in her 40s. So this is a whole other perspective. She said, even though I oversprayed it, it smells good. It doesn't smell cheap. It doesn't smell like a man whore. So I asked her, I'm like, what do you mean by that? She's like, you know, like the guys that they go to the clubs, they spray this like cheap smelling cologne and they think they smell good, but they actually smell terrible. She's like, this smells very clean. It's classy. It's a great fragrance, especially for work. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, when you smelled it on me, did you think of it as like a man's cologne, or could you see a woman wearing it? And she actually told me she has worn men's cologne too. Men's cologne. So for her, she can see why I would want to do it, but when she smells it, she thinks of men. It's more of a manly scent. And I totally get where she's going with that. So this is 2 women telling you guys that this is a fantastic choice. Again, it's not the most polished, refined fragrance, but if you smell this, you want to say, oh, you smell like, you know, some really cheap Axe body spray. No, it smells pretty freaking good. It's very clean. In my opinion, and even she said it, it's very fresh, it's versatile. You could totally wear this during the day to work. I probably wouldn't spray as much as I spray. Maybe, you know, 4, cut it in half, don't do 8. And you can even wear this on a date night. It's a freaking pretty sexy scent, especially for 20 bucks. Are you kidding me? And I've heard some mixed reviews on this. My personal experience on my skin and my boyfriend's skin is this is very long lasting. He puts this on at like, he works a night shift, so he puts this on at 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes he'll come home and then the next night before he showers, when I see him again, I'll still smell it on his skin. It's very long lasting. And on me too. I spray this on at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 8:26 right now and I still smell this on me. So, you know, again, it might be hydration levels, etc. I put this in, I still smell it. And all day long, I get wafts of this. The projection on this is really decent. Especially if you're in warmer weather or you put it on someplace where your clothing moves a lot. Again, I do spray quite liberally. I have really nothing bad to say about this. Again, I am so surprised that people aren't really talking about this more, and it hasn't taken off like Rich, Warm, Addictive did for Zara. I mean, I don't know, maybe soon it will. As far as time of year, in my opinion, it's best for warmer months. Spring, especially summer, fall, early fall. I'm in Florida, so this is totally appropriate all year. And I can't lie, I wore it, like I said, yesterday and today. I'll probably be borrowing this from my guy on certain occasions when I feel like it. I enjoy it very much for myself. I can't see a lot of women going for this, even though you guys know how I feel about fragrance. I just can't see a lot of women going for it. But if you are into wearing fragrances marketed for men, like I always talk about Curve. That was my signature scent for a long time. If you're into like fragrances like that and you like wearing them and you're a woman, then totally, hey, 20 bucks, just pick it up. I feel like this is even a great blind buy. Listen, it's 20 bucks. If you don't like it, then give it to somebody. And if you're on a budget or you're just starting out, then this is a great option. I mean, if you have hundreds of bottles, like some people do, this might not be something that you want to add to your collection, because I'm sure you've got tons of other fresh fragrances that you can just blindly choose and spritz on for the day. But if you're looking for something like this, you know, even this would make a great like gym scent even, because it's just very uplifting, and it's just very fresh, and who really just doesn't want to smell fresh, right? Overall, I'm a huge fan, and I encourage you guys, just check it out. Hey, 20 bucks, I see it at TJMaxx and all those discount stores. You can even find it online, but I find it cheaper at the retail stores, and even at Century 21, I got it for a steal. Nothing bad to say. Longevity, projection, everything is amazing, especially for 20 bucks. Hope you guys enjoy this. You know the deal. Any questions, comments? Have you tried it out before? You know where to put them. Until next Friday, guys. Bye.